I'm Cassie and very hurt by that.
Redania was my first tattoo.
You've got the map on your back, haven't you? The map.
Yeah, well, the Redanian map, yeah. And then there's Philippa, but it's in small script.
But what about the tattoo of Philippa's face on you that you've got?
I had that removed.
How are we all?
Background.
Yes. Surrounded by The Witcher and his friend.
I'm trying to replace The Witcher and become Yennefer's girlfriend, actually. It's me now. I'm Geralt. So how are we?
Good.
How are you?
Good. I'm doing great. Loved The Witcher season 3. Loved this crazy dynamic between the three of you, especially Graham. I must say that Dijkstra and Philippa, very spicy. He seems very into her, but also very into Redania. How do these things conflict or evolve over the course of the season?
Interesting.
Question. I want to know who you love more.
Good question.
Philippa
yes, he's very into. Correct. He is very into Redania, and Philippa. But I think as the season progresses, perhaps he begins to have doubts about Philippa, possibly. Just a little bit, like just feeling. It's like when you when you're in a relationship and you think you understand the dynamic in the relationship, and then slowly you go, oh, right. I didn't realize it was like that. And I think there's a little bit of that going on with him. But with Redania is his first love and will always be. And he will do everything he can to protect her, meaning Redania.
And how does that make you feel?
How does it make me feel? How does it make her feel?
How does it make her feel?
Betrayed?
Do we?
No, Philippa knows that it's Redania or dead for you. This is the closest relationship she has, probably the most you'll see her ever trusting anybody on the whole continent. And that's after years of them building this relationship and you proving yourself time and time and time again. I'm sure it took a long time for her to even open up at all.
Probably.
But I'm sure Philippa is very aware that you it's Redania and then Philly. But I'm Cassie and very hurt by that.
Redania was my first tattoo.
You've got the map on your back, haven't you? The map.
Yeah, well, the Redanian map, yeah. And then there's Philippa, but it's in small script.
But what about the tattoo of Philippa's face on you that you've got?
I had that removed.
Oh, wow. That's the biggest betrayal. No. Hugh, I have to say, the Radovid that we meet in this season is not the Radovid that I recall from the greatest game of our time, Witcher 3. But he is also super, super fun. I love you. I love your romance for this season. Can you tell me how you think this kicks off the Radovid we meet later on?
Well, I don't know. And I don't know whether I'll be back, what will happen next. But I know the initial chats were very much like this is like his sort of, this is the beginning of him. So who knows? And maybe he will be more, if he comes back, more like the game in the next one, because this is very much the beginning of his story. But yeah, he was such a fun part to play because he's so, he's not what he seems, and he gets sucked into this terrible, devious, murderous, nightmarish sort of.
Well, I won't be inviting you to stay again. No.
That's what thanks we get.
Oh, dear me.
Thrusting you into
find
the
out about people
where you deserve to be.
Great.
Oh, we've only helped your career and your life, but please,
Well, they did help him meet Yaskia, which is obviously a fantastic thing.
Which we didn't mean to do, but
yeah, that was by accident. Completely.
But it was a fabulous thing. It was. Now, Graham, you have been like the king of historical fantasy fiction, whatever, in recent years, Witcher, House of the Dragon, imminent return to Outlander. Thank you. If you had to be trapped in any of these worlds, which would it be as yourself?
Okay, that's actually pretty easy. Because, look, I wouldn't really like to be hanging out in Redania, as me. I wouldn't want to be hanging out in Westeros as me. I don't think I'd want to be hanging out in Middle-earth as me either, to be honest. So it would have to be Outlander. Yeah, it's the Scottish Highlands, totally at home, absolutely fine. put me in a kilt. I'm great.
Oh, we love him in a kilt.
But, all the rest of it, good grief. Well, there aren't bloody monsters in Outlander, apart from Black Jack Rand.
You humans are the monsters.
Yeah. But I'm not fighting dragons in Outlander, so that's a plus.
That's a good answer.
Yeah, I'll take out.
Perfect. Thank you all so much. You guys are great. And I will see you again, hopefully next season.